All right, welcome back to the channel. So it looks like there could be big trouble for Rolly Romero, and as a result, maybe big trouble for the Gervonta Davis-Rolly Romero fight. A young lady has accused Rolly Romero of doing some things that are very, very inappropriate, and I wouldn't be very surprised if law enforcement did not quickly come in and start investigating it. But let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. So this is just another time, man, where in boxing, that a boxer is being accused of doing something inappropriate with a female, and it possibly standing in the way of a boxing match. I know that may sound kind of crass, but this is a boxing channel, so I'm not really here to really talk about the personal business of fighters and what they do outside of the ring related to when it's to do with this type of stuff. But this situation very well may cancel the Gervonta Davis versus Rolly Romero fight. I woke up last night. I was kind of hesitant about whether or not I was going to talk about it, so I'm really going to try to cover it, but at the same time, not really do anything salacious with Rolly Romero. Basically, in essence, the lady is accusing, she and several other people are accusing Rolly Romero of being, excessively aggressive on dates that they've had with Rolly Romero, and basically violating them, violating their space and doing inappropriate things in their dates. And as a result, they went to Twitter and they laid out all these accusations about Rolly Romero. You can go to Twitter. You can, matter of fact, a good place to look at it if you want to see what they say, especially, specifically is Mike Coppinger's feed. They get into the specifics about, where he lived, what happened at this apartment, what happened in this car or whatever. Because I don't really want to get into that, man. My take on it is that Rolly Romero, if the young lady feels like Rolly Romero did something like that, then, the place to get answers to that is to go to the police department. It's not, to plaster the guy's name on the internet just to kind of get community support around tearing the guy's name down. So, I'm not the biggest fan of Rolly Romero in the world. I mean, it ain't too hard to call for somebody to believe like somebody like Rolly Romero might be creepy or might be overly aggressive. And so when you have women that are just making accusations, but that it hasn't gone through the legal process, I don't know, from my understanding, it doesn't look like they called the police. There's only so much that you can really give, you can really put on that. However, that said, that now that they've made all these allegations public, that, it very well may be the case that the police do come in and start investigating. And I would be very surprised, if they didn't start investigating Rolly Romero after all of the very specific things that this girl put out. I read the reactions to it on the internet, man, and I'm really kind of split on it, because on one side, you have women, and I think this is par for the course with issues like this. You have a lot of people who are females on the chat basically saying that the guy needs to be convicted, even though, nobody's actually accused him of that in the court of law. On the other side, you got men saying, look, even whether I like Rolly or not, there are a lot of people that were really trying to hold, people down right when they're really trying to make it big. So, they question the timing of these accusations with Rolly Romero. My take on it is that, when things like these things belong in a court of law, point blank, period. I don't think that it should have any effect on whether or not Rolly Romero gets a fight with Gervonta Davis or not. I don't think that it should affect his, what his standing is in public, because at this point in time, it's only accusations. And just like, and from a standpoint of mine, I don't know that these accusations are true. I know that the details sound like they have a good amount of specificity to it, but I don't know, I don't know both sides of that story. And the one thing I will say for sure is I know that they didn't go to the police, and that the police didn't go and find Rolly and have Rolly, pulled to the side and ask questions and all of that stuff. So, I would think it would be unfair to judge Rolly Romero based off of this. And honestly, man, I think it would be wrong to judge the females off of this as well that have said the stuff. I think they just need to go, somebody that is, you know, in law enforcement needs to sit down, talk to all the parties involved, see if there was really something there, see if it, and honestly, man, if it's something where, you know, and I read the description of it, if he was just rude and saying things that were inappropriate and kind of creepy, you know, that doesn't really, unless he really forced himself upon somebody, you know, he's got to actually break the law. There's nothing illegal about being a creep, right? It may keep you from having effective relationship with women, and he probably, if what they said is true, should find a better way to go about it than to try to, you know, bully people into doing stuff. But at the same time, you know, I don't think it's something that really should shut this guy's career down. Now, people have asked me whether I think that this thing is going to stop the fight between Riley Romero and Gervonta Davis. And if you think that's going to stop this fight, you're absolutely nuts. One thing for sure that people wind up finding a way to do is making money. And this fight is in December. So you've only got what? It's November, December. You got like 5 weeks. Less than 5 weeks until the fight. I think the fight is December 5th. If it's a little later than that, you know, you correct me in the comment section, but I thought it was December 5th. But regardless, it's only, you know, 5 or 6 weeks out. There's no way that they're going to enter into that Riley Romero is going to get put behind bars or have, you know, court dates set up in that amount of time, you know, to stop the fight. So that more than likely is not going to happen. But also, you know, that's not really what's important in these type of things, man. I just hope that the young lady, if the young lady was harmed, that she gets, you know, that she gets made whole, right? And if that means that Riley Romero gets punished for something that he actually does, cool. He gets punished for something that he actually did. However, if it's a case where, you know, Riley Romero wasn't doing anything other than being a jerk, right? And maybe being an extra, you know, bit bullying about it, or, you know, being over the top with it, and he didn't really actually try to, you know, force the girl to do anything, then, and all he was doing is like verbally trying to get her to, you know, like I said, whatever the law is in Vegas, you know, in Nevada, let them go to court, let them go to the police. The police will say there's something there or there's something not there. If the police says something's there, then Riley Romero will have to deal with the police, and then if the police say that there's not anything there, then Riley goes on about his day, and that's just the way the judicial system works. You know, all in all though, man, I doubt very much that it really winds up being anything. But I want to be very careful. I'm not in any way chastising the females for coming out at whatever time they feel like bringing this type of stuff out. You know, it may be the case that she said, well, Riley's got this big fight, there's a lot of publicity around it, and then they all decide, oh, I'm just going to let everybody know about it, you know, because now is the time that he's getting famous. Right now, that may be, you know, a reason to suspect her, right? And say, oh man, she's got a motive to do this, but it doesn't mean that what she says is or is not any more true, right? You just got to kind of get to the bottom of it. So I just hope people don't jump to a conclusion on Riley Romero or jump to a conclusion on the people accusing them. Just let it go through the process. And in no way, shape, or form do I think this is going to hold up their fight. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.